There is this thing called suffering that brings the doubt out of us. Very skilled at turning once seeing eyes into vessels of unbelief. Songs about God's goodness once sung so loud that the clouds began to look forward to his revealing. Now the praises of his name sound more like a melodic lie. And I wonder if Joseph felt this way, seeing the daggers of hate climb out of his brother's pupils and into his back, that stolen rainbow of a robe torn from his frame, his dreams of future exaltation clashing with the humiliation of right now. Could Joseph be a part of some cruel cosmic joke? Was God placing suffering into his life just for the heck of it, a chess game for angels? Joseph was pawned off for 20 pieces of silver, which sounds familiar. After Joseph came one who was betrayed by his own, traded for coins as if he wasn't worth the price of a galaxy. His name was Jesus, but there was suffering ingrained in his spine, bleeding from his palms on a cross. A cost had to be paid for the freedom of his enemies, and I know all about suffering. I know what it means to cry and pray and hope that joy will say hello to my heart, that happiness will invite himself into my home. I've had times where the thought of God being good made no logical sense, and believing that my room was the only ears that heard my prayers. But now I know that he was there, silent but listening, turning my faith into a giant to be reckoned with. Wisdom moved in the midst of silent, violent wars at work in my soul. Please know that bad things do happen. That doesn't change the fact that God is good. Joseph and Jesus both knew this all too well, that in the midst of their pain and suffering, that they were loved and adored by a God who's wise enough to know what the epitome of good is, and that bad things tend to play a part in his plan for our victory. For example, if Jesus wasn't crucified, pain, then we would have no life, freedom. As confusing as it is, we are not capable of wrapping our created minds around the Creator's mind. It's far too high, yet his love snatches us up in very uncomfortable ways. But as seasons come and go, his character will not change. He is love. God is love. You are loved. Learn to love and trust the God who loves us to death.